What I'm going to do now, really quickly, is I want to introduce our featured presenter tonight to talk about the Debt Solutions platform. His name is Charles Bair. He has decades in the financial services business. Decades, Charles. I mean, and he doesn't look like it, but he does. He's been in financial services for a good long time. He's also a real estate investor himself. And he's also an outdoorsman. He and I are good buddies because of that. But one of the most important things tonight is he is what I would call an absolute expert in the platform that you're going to hear about and learn about tonight. I would love to turn over host to him right now and thank Charles Bair. Thank you, brother, for being on and giving everybody a little bit of attention and some love and teaching them about how this platform works and all the benefits to it. And you are now host to move forward. Thanks for being on.
I like it. Hi, everybody. Hey, James, I feel like I didn't hear anything from you.
Oh, Jimmy.
Well, I'm just thinking he didn't let him talk at all. That wasn't very nice.
Go ahead, Jimmy. Say hello, Jimmy. Just hit on your.
How you guys doing? I'm in Oakdale, California.
Oh, you were listening here?
Yeah, you guys are all over the country. And look, as Don was telling you, I have been in the financial service industry since the late 80s. Actually owned an agency. I've been a real estate investor for probably just as long. And Eric, I'm thinking there's going to be some good opportunities coming along very shortly in the real estate market. And what's unique about that is the program I bumped into in 2007 and looked at the program and did everything I saw.
Hey, Charlie, can you mute Ronan? Did you got the host? He just has a little bit of background noise there.
Oh, you want me to mute him?
Yeah, there you go.
He's done. There we go.
He's still there, but he can hear us. We just had to mute him because he had background noise. Go ahead.
Not a problem. So look, our goal, and guys, you would all agree debt's an issue in this country, right?
Yep.
Our goal is to help people become debt-free one family at a time, right? Now, look, if we can all do this together, it's a great thing, but debt's an issue, and I don't think, and I'm sure you guys would agree, that debt's not going to be better after this crisis is over. Right? We're going to be in a much more interesting place after this is done. We're in a debt-fueled economy. We know credit card debt over 18,000, student debts almost 51. Average mortgage across the country is 180 grand. That's from 2017. So there is no question that debt holds down the American dream. None whatsoever. And I look at, Don, if you look at how you were taught about money, it was probably pretty intense in school, right?
Not at all.
Yeah. Right? So school's a no. We didn't learn there. Financial institutions, that when we go to our bank, what do they teach us about money? And listen, I don't want to insult anybody tonight, but listen, I've dealt with a lot of people in the banking industry, and it's surprising what they don't tell us, that they should tell us. Professionals, so if you're in the investing area, the insurance area, whatever you might be in, there's never enough time to educate somebody to where they should be. So the problem is, we've learned most of what we know from watching our family. So if your family was good with money, you're probably half decent. If they were bad with money, you're terrible.
Yep.
Right? And that's just the way it goes. Right? We know debt is a problem. Eric, you know what I love watching the financial news right now? When the main people on CNBC are going, you know what, guys, you really should get out of debt before you do anything else. They're saying that, you know there's a problem.
Right.
They're anticipating a lot of interesting things coming. So how do people actually try to get out of debt? Hey, Eric, do you know how many people in this country just pay their minimum bills?
Most.
Well, it's over 60%. Just pay what they're told to pay. And if you do that, you give a lot of money away. Now, that means 40% do something else. So you have the people that go, hey, I'm going to send an extra $50 to my mortgage, my credit card, my car loan. Or they're going to say, I'm going to use debt snowball. I'm going to pay off the smallest debt first and then go after the next and the next and the next till it's done. Or I'm going to use debt avalanche. I'm going to attack the highest interest rate first and then the next lowest till we're all done. Right? Do these options work? Absolutely. Do you know how much money they save you? No. Do you know how much time it saves you? No. And that's what I find interesting. There's a lot of money you could put in your pocket that you give to the lender just by managing money the way they want you to. Right? I look at this. And Eric, you'll find that I like to look at numbers all the time. I like to look at numbers. I like to look at numbers. I like to look at numbers. Because the numbers really, if you figure it out, they're not going to lie to you. You just got to figure out how to put it in. So I looked at a $200,000 mortgage at 4%. Over 30 years, you're going to pay back $143,000 in interest. Now, can someone get a 15-year mortgage? Yes. Can they save money? Yes. They're only going to pay back $57,000. The problem is you need $475 extra a month to do that. And not everybody's in a position to do that. And if you're an investor, sometimes it can be challenging depending if you're always fully occupied, right? And that's what it's a little scary when you first start, Eric. I started in my 20s and started buying places and you go, God, if they'd be empty for too long, that could be interesting to say the least.
Yep.
So what we suggest is Debt Shredder says, take the 30-year mortgage, at least you're safe. And then let Debt Shredder tell you how to use the money. And in this case, this person would be done in like 8.4 years as opposed to 30, doing the exact same thing.
Wow.
Right? The difference is, and see, here's what I like about it. And we do know that, listen, we're never going to be, unless you win the lottery, what are the chances of that? You're not going to be rich next month, next year. But if we can put an extra $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 in your pocket by the same time you would have had your mortgage paid off, your credit cards, your cars, I think that's a smart thing to do, right? I think every extra $500,000, $750,000 when you get to retirement is going to be helpful. At least that's my overall thought.
Yeah.
Right? So in this case, Debt Shredder would have this person done in 8.4 years. It saves them $109,000 in interest payments that they were going to give to the lender. Right? They already agreed to do it. So now we can go, and here's other things that people do, right? They want to refinance to lower interest rates. Could it be smart to do? Maybe. We'd love to run an analysis to actually see. We want to do debt consolidation. And that's always scary because depending on where you do the debt consolidation, what you will let them attach to, you can now make an unsecured loan secure. Both of them can save you money, but they could cost you money in the long term, right? Depending on how much they have to extend your term. So we look at it this way. What if there was a program that could actually reduce your debt, reduce your financial stress, and put 2, 5, 10 times the money back in your pocket that you were going to give away, right? Even more than that. So we want people to stop procrastinating. Take control of your financial future. And we use a financial GPS called Debt Shredder. Guys, you all use a GPS when you drive, right? Why do we do that? Well, because we don't even remember what a map is anymore. Right? Heck, someone says, hey, I want to get a map. I'm like, what the heck's a map? My kids don't even know what a map is. That's crazy. So Debt Shredder will give you all the answers you need. It's the smartest way to save money, reduce debt, build cash reserves, and accumulate wealth. Right? It's online. It follows, it's opposing algorithms to what a mortgage will use. So it teaches you how to get rid of that in the fastest way possible. It's very simplistic, and I'll show you what it actually looks like in here. So the features and benefits you have is it's an actual dashboard. I can look at a dashboard and it tells me how much debt I have, how quickly Debt Shredder can pay it off, and how much money I'll save by doing it. It gives me the payoff dates, my years to pay off, my interest saved, time remaining, principal paid, principal remaining, discretionary income. Matter of fact, it'll tell you if you do things that it doesn't suggest, how it affects your net worth. It'll tell you if you want, it'll tell you, if, let's say I'm going to buy a car, you can punch in the finance options and it'll tell you how each one affects you. And it's nice to make a decision off of knowledge as opposed to guessing. It has an action plan, so it's telling you actually what it's doing, true cost, meaning it'll tell you when you're going to buy something. It could be furniture, it could be a boat, how much you're going to pay. You actually can forecast, creates emergency funds. It has budgeting tabs, so if you want to do, you know, your budget for the month, it'll do everything you want. That's what the dashboard will look like. So it'll tell you the interest remaining, years to pay off, the potential and the actual interest saved. The program, as you open it, here's what it looks like. It gives you
Eric,
3 months.
Eric, I think you have 2 devices on there. Can you?
Yeah, I was using a screen. Let me see what.
Just mute one of them out. If you mute one of them, you should be okay.
Look at that.
Sorry,
There we go.
That helped.
sorry about
What
that.
it does, Don, it looks at always 3 months out. Right? It's always giving you what's coming. It's not looking at what happened, and it's telling you what to do with money. Right? Right now, it tells you 9.9 years, the amount of interest remaining, the potential it's going to save you. Right?
Wow.
Now, and then it's just going to slowly tell you what to do. As we get 7 months out into this, right, 9.3 years, a little over 60,000, potential to save yet, but the actual save is up to $59,000. So, and Eric, when I first looked at this, it took me about 10 months to, listen, my background's finance, right? I'm thinking all I had left was 10 years left on my mortgage and a car loan. I can do this myself. 10 months into it, I was $6,000 behind Debt Shredder. Fortunately, my wife's smart enough, but she walks into my office and goes, "Hey, how you doing against Debt Shredder?" I said, "I'm $6,000 behind." And she said, "How much more money do you need to lose before you buy this thing?"
Yep.
I said, "Well, honey, I don't need to lose any more money. Thank you." That, and what was nice, Don, 4 years after purchasing, I was done.
Yep.
And that stuff's just crazy, right? So here are the basic strategies it uses. It looks at interest cancellation. Interest cancellation can be done a number of ways, but it is looking to pay back a fraction of what you would normally owe. And if you understand an amortization table and all that works, you can figure, I can show you easy ways to do it, right? Strategic payoffs. If you have, Don, what do you think the average American has as far as debt? How many different debts?
I'm just shot in the dark. 6, 5.
At 6 to 8,
Yep.
right? You're going to run somewhere between 6, 7, and 8 will be the average. The problem is how do you pay them off? And we can do debt avalanche, debt snowball. We can do any of that. But what saves you the most money?
Right.
And no one's going to sit down and figure that out. Time value of money, of course, money in your pocket today is worth more than it'll ever be down the road. And the software and the coaching system is really a key, because anytime you have a question, you can call in and talk to them. Here's interest cancellation, right? If you have a $200,000 mortgage at 4.5%, your payment's $1,013.37. If you make this month's principal payment this month's total payment, next month's principal payment, you cross 2 months off your amortization table. But in effect, you saved yourself, right, $749 in interest. That's
Right.
what interest cancellation is. It's gone. Same thing, when the next month comes in, you pay the next month's principal, you get rid of that interest. That's all it's talking about. Right? Strategic payoff, how do you decide what you're paying first? Right? And listen, I don't want to pick which one's the best. I want something to do it for me. I don't want to have to physically do that because the calculations are crazy. Don, if you have 6 debts, there's 720 mathematical combinations. You pay them off. Eric, do you know no one's going to sit down every month and figure out 720 mathematical calculations?
Absolutely not. No,
And
it's
what's interesting,
impractical.
hey, Eric, if you have 13, that number's really big. I'm betting you don't do that more than 1 month. Not even do it that many.
Not even close.
Not even. So time value of money and the software itself, right? Live customer support, live coaching. We have budgeting and account managers. It's online. We attach to 14,000 financial institutions. So our software security has to be up to their code, right? Monthly and annual reporting features. We do live tutorials. We do a lot of different things to support. So what the software is actually telling you, right, is how much money to move, and it's the exact dollar amount. I was on with a customer last night, and it's funny because it goes all the way down, $689.84. It doesn't just give you a round number. It goes, here's what you want to send to this debt right now, or the debt. Eric, I had a gentleman that was paying his mortgage on the 25th of the month. It was due on the 1st, and they gave him till the 14th to pay it. And I'm going, why are you doing that when you can keep that money in your account? Needless to say, we're not earning much interest, but it's still to my bank account, not someone else's. Keep the money as long as possible. It tells you when to move it, the exact date. It tells you from what account to what account, meaning you have to have with the program at least a checking and savings account, right? Because it'll move money back and forth. Now, it adjusts to anything that's happening in your life. So COVID has made things quite interesting for a lot of people.
Right.
What Debt Shredder does is adjust if your income goes down or your income goes up. Maybe you're in one of those companies where your business actually grew. But it's looking for the fastest mathematical solution to zero. That's what it does. What's even more interesting, Eric, is that when we do this, they guarantee the analysis. So if it says I'm going to save you $100,000 and be done in 8.4 years, if it doesn't, they refund you the cost of the program. Here's a few examples of what it does for people. This person had a total amount of debt of $150,990. They're going to pay back $262 to their lenders. Debt Shredder will have them pay back $179,388, but puts $83,000 back in their pocket.
Well,
If you look at the red, blue, and green columns, the red one is the bank. 26.8 years later, all their debt would be paid off as long as they picked up nothing else. Debt Shredder, if you go to the green one, at 26.8 years later, all their debt's paid off, and if all you get is a 1% rate of return, you have $461,840. That is a huge chunk of money that someone is going to get. They have a choice of whom. But if after 8 years, if they didn't want to do anything else, they were debt free. They can go out and buy another couple of homes. All right, where did you go? Oh, that's all it was showing you. There we go.
And it's funny because I always tell the people that when you buy a house, I always ask people, what is the largest, financial expense that people have? And everyone always tells me it's the house. And I said, no, it's not. It's the mortgage. Because when you pay back a 30-year mortgage, you're going to pay back between 2 and 3 times what you originally borrowed. And this shows it.
Now, Eric, see, I look at this because it really rubs me the wrong way, right? If I buy a house for $200,000 today and I want to sell it 20 years from now, what is that house going to sell for?
20 years from now, who knows?
What could it possibly be double, right? 200.
20 years from now, sure.
It could. So if I sell it for 400,000, what did I actually pay back on my mortgage?
Ah, very interesting.
So not only did I pay to borrow the money, but I paid all the equity I gained.
Right.
Bank.
And most people don't think of it in that context.
Yeah, as you see, it really annoys me sometimes. But what an interesting thing to do. I'll loan you the money and I'm going to take the equity if you get it or not. Really crazy. So this person, same thing. We saved them $137,000, $235, $137,235. 1% rate of return. And Eric, we do that so we don't go, hey, we're going to make it 20%. 1%. If you're dealing with a financial planner, if they don't get you 1%, you should probably find another financial planner. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but 616,000 in their pocket. This one, $274,000 of debt. They're going to pay back $743. Debt shredder. Now this is over 50 years because they had some crazy stuff going on with them, but it saves them $371,000, 1.7 million at 1%. I'd rather have the money in their pocket as opposed to the lender. See, I look at it this way. The lenders have pretty nice buildings already. I don't need to support them any further.
Agreed.
Right? And I don't mind, Don, paying them money to borrow it. I just don't want to pay what they are asking. And if there's a way to put it back in my pocket, I'd rather do that.
Right.
So, and that's all it was showing you. So debt shredder isn't just getting rid of debt, right? We want to demonstrate with the analysis how to grow that money. Matter of fact, Eric, one of the things we do today is we give you an example. Here's person A, or couple A, couple B. Same income, same debt, same everything, except person B goes a year into this, hey, what if we buy an investment property? And then they plug it into debt shredder. And over the next 20 years, this couple buys 16 investment properties. And by the 21st year, all of their properties are paid off. They have about a $21,000 a month cash flow, while couple A still has 9 years left on their original mortgage.
That's a big difference.
And when you see it visually, you go, oh my goodness, because Eric, you know what's going to happen? We are going to blink and 20 years are going to go by.
Yep.
And you're either going to accumulate things or you're not, right? But regardless, 20 years are going to go by and you can't get that back. You can't go, wow, I should have done this, right? And you know what, Eric, it's hard because I know when I was in my early 20s, I was taking real estate classes from a senator. And you know, it took me 7 years to get enough nerve to actually go out and buy something. But once you go out and buy something, you go, wow, this is actually pretty easy. And I can put all of this in my pocket as opposed to letting other people do this. So anyway, and you can always follow us on Facebook if you want, right? We're out there, but managing debt is really just the beginning of what Debt Shredder and Shop Financial are trying to do. We are trying to teach people how to grow wealth, right? And in today's world, it's very obvious what things, I look at things are moved in the direction by people that have lots and lots of money. I just want to teach people that they can do very similar things on whatever level they want. Anyway, Don, that's it.
I appreciate that, Charlie.
What would you like to know?
That's good, man. So just one of the points I'd like to make, and I got the program a few years ago now, and I'm in a unique situation where I actually set myself up on a 15-year mortgage, and I've been able to use the platform to not, and here's a pretty cool thing. Over the last 4 months, I've eliminated over $30,000 of debt over the last 4 months when most people were dying because of the platform helping me. $40,000 and they're 35. It was between 30 and 40,000, right in that range. Of just debt, pure debt. I can go back in my thing and see how much interest that saved me, but it's in probably over $100,000 when I was looking at it last. My wife handles most of that stuff, Charlie, as you all know, but it's pretty awesome when you look at that. And I look at it as this: that's all for me in money that I'm going to be investing in more real estate, because that's where I like to put that money. And if you're, and you guys know, you listen to Eric's show, you're not getting 1% rate of return back on real estate. You're returning your money. For me, I won't buy it if it doesn't get me 30 per year, because you understand you can buy a lot of real estate and only have to put a certain amount down. I won't touch property typically if it doesn't give me 20 to 30 rate on my invested cash out of pocket money in rents back. So you imagine if you change that 1% to, even if it was 15 versus 30, what that number would look like, because you're using money that would have went to the bank to invest in your own future. And that's a beautiful thing. So anyway, Eric, do you have anything you'd like to say or points to make?
I wanted to add one more thing. From the beginning, we were saying that this is really cool because it does not require one extra penny of outside investment to do this, right? This is simply recategorizing or reallocating what we're doing. However, yeah, go ahead.
Well, it does use discretionary income, and the program will tell you it likes at least $1 of discretionary income per month. Now,
right. So I think what you're saying, Charles, is that for people who are upside down in their finances, there's other things that we have to work on first.
Correct.
However, what we I think maybe only mentioned sort of by way of reference, but I want to make it clear. Everything that we said is based on is just simply reallocating the money that you already have, the income that you have. You don't have to go out and get a second job. You don't have to borrow. This is simply using the money that comes in and the regular money that you go out. However, what I wanted to add is, because Don uses, I like the expression, you call it discretionary money. Don calls it accelerator. It's kind of like putting fuel on the fire, right? If you have some extra dollars, this thing becomes so powerful, because now you're not dropping your payment from 30 to 21. You can drop it down to 11 to 5 even.
Yep, absolutely.
So I wanted to make that clear, because a lot of my listeners who are landlords, they've got positive cash flow, and some of them wonder what to do. And when markets are high right now, when it's hard to buy, is when it's hard to find properties that cash flow well, and they're wondering what to do with their money. Here's the golden egg right in front of you.
Here's an option. Yep. And
here's an option so that you're not marking pace while the market is stopped.
And it'll show you how to grow your equity, so when the right time is to use it properly.
Yes.
One of the unique things, and you can, if you wouldn't mind mention this, and we're going to open this up. If you guys have any questions, unmute yourself and you can ask some questions here. But one of the things that we'd love to do is schedule a time with each of you to run your numbers. I think that would be probably the next step. Wouldn't you agree, Charlie?
Oh, absolutely. It's free to do it. We run an analysis. We'll show you exactly what it does, and you can take it from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is interesting. When you see your numbers, that's mind blowing.
Yeah. So the analysis, it sets it up, it runs, we just have your basic information off of your loan documentation. So your interest rate, what type of loan it is, and the term you have left, or what the payment is, simple stuff that you can access, online or just through your statements. Plug everything in, and then it just calculate the analysis, and it would actually show you everything that Charlie went through during his presentation, how much, when you'll be out of debt, the amount of time it'll save you, and the amount of interest that is projected to save you. And then obviously the actuals as you start advancing once you invest in the product and program and start moving forward. So it's a brilliant platform. I always use the example of Tommy Long, Charlie, that you were his elite agent. You got him the program. A good friend of mine, and he had just refinanced his mortgage. He had like 29 years, like 3 or so months left. It was he had like 220,000 of mortgage payments left, and just shy of 30 years. He was able to use the Debt Shredder platform and get it to where, when it ran his numbers. Now he had $125 accelerator, or discretionary income per month, and it took him down to 7 years and like 6 months to where he was out of debt. 7 years and 6 months. With an extra $125. It saved him over $100,000, or right in that range, of interest alone, or like 85, 90. It was right around that $100,000 that it saved him, simply because he would just listen to a platform that told him what to do. I love what you said. I want to highlight, you said this program uses opposing algorithms of what a mortgage would use.
Yep.
So it cancels that out and makes it, again, balances the playing field. It's awesome.
It does.
Awesome.
It does.
So anybody have any questions here? We would like to get schedule a time to get on Zoom with each one of you guys to give you an example and run your numbers just to see what this could do for you. And then we can go from there. Feel free to unmute yourself and we can address any questions that you guys have. And Charlie, much appreciate you getting on, man. This was awesome.
Yeah, well done. Thank you, Charles.
Hey, I always like talking about debt because no one has any.
Yeah. One of the things that we're doing too, yeah, right. One of the things we're doing too, by the way, guys, is Eric, myself, Charlie, Darwin, we're actually putting together an expansion team because we need people to spread the good news and good word about this. And we would love for you to not only get the program and start using it and have the benefit, but when you use it and you fall in love with the program, we are looking for people to help us get the word out and balance this playing field out there. So us, the Joe investor, can win and win big and help other people do the exact same thing. And there's strong financial windfalls behind that side too, which would be a future conversation. But I just wanted to put that out at you because we're just launching this off now, and it's an exciting time to look into the expansion team side of it. But anyway, questions. Feel free, guys. Any of you on here? Cindy, Brian, Darwin, Jimmy, Nanette, Jackie, Sherlon.
Hey, I'll go first, Tara. I just want to say, thank you to Eric. I really enjoyed your show tonight, as I said earlier. I look forward to plugging into you a little bit more, and we're only a little short drive away from each other, so hopefully we can connect here before too long. And Charlie, thanks, man. I really appreciate you being on here tonight. Been watching you for you don't even know how long, but I'm excited for this, man. This is really exciting. So I'm excited to get started. So I just want to thank you guys, and Don, thank you for hosting all this, man. Appreciate you guys tonight.
You're welcome. And have you noticed that Charlie just gets better looking over time?
Yeah, right. I know, right? I mean, it just.
I don't know what's going on. We gotta figure out what he's doing.
I've tried the haircut. I've tried everything, but I can't do it.
I would say, Don, you need your glasses on, but you have them on.
It's good. Maybe it's Peggy. She looks better, so she makes you look better.
That's what it is.
There you go.
Anyone else have questions?
This is Brian. It's not really a question. I'm just, I'm really looking forward to get the analysis done and having that chat with you, see what we can't do.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that. Good show tonight. I really appreciate the information.
Not a problem. And Don, you just get you can send my email out, whatever, and I can send them a worksheet. You can fill it out from there and move forward.
Yeah, maybe we can send out a worksheet for everyone. That way everyone can take a look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, get them done. So that's great. Awesome. And yeah, I love that. So Brian, what would be a good time for us to do that? I mean, we can jump in the back and get that done, and let's just schedule a time. What's good for you over the next couple of days? And you are in California Pacific time. So what's a good time for us to do this for you?
Friday afternoon is good. Friday afternoon Pacific time. I'm looking at my calendar here. Probably around, well, 2 o'clock my time.
It's 5 o'clock. Eric, are you free tomorrow at 5?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep.
So 5 o'clock tomorrow it is, Brian. Our time, 2 o'clock your time. And okay, great.
2 o'clock, right? You said 2 o'clock your time, 5 o'clock our time.
That's right.
It's funny, I had a conversation the other day that I left him a message. It was at his 5 o'clock. And I said, I just called you at the end of the day, hoping to catch you. And he thought he was real smart because he called me at 8:30. And he said, end of the day, 5 o'clock's not my end of the day. This is the end of the day. And I go, well, I just finished the radio show. I still got more to the end of the day. So, so no problem.
Works.
Charlie, Darwin wants to do his numbers too. I connected him straight to you. Okay.
Okay.
Since he's a,
Yep.
So you guys
Not a
can
problem.
coordinate that. That's great. Jimmy, would you like to, Jimmy and Vina? What's up, brother? Sorry, I missed you earlier, buddy. The screen was jumping around. I'll get you connected also with Charlie, in a text, you and Vina and Charlie, and you guys can figure those things out as well. And, he could get you there.
See that?
Sound good?
I would love. Yeah, put me in.
Yeah. Charlie, these guys are real estate investors too, and they're in the business. You know Vina. That Jimmy's wife Vina is the skincare extraordinaire. Okay, that's Jimmy's wife. Cindy, would you like to get your numbers run and check this out?
Yeah. How about, we're in California. How about Friday around 6:30? Is that too late for you guys?
I don't know if I stay up that late.
Eric, do you want to do a 9:30 tomorrow night?
Yeah, we can do it.
or
No, that's fine.
We can
Monday
do
morning. Oh, we could do Monday morning. Ron goes back to nights on Monday.
I'm
Do you wanna
good
do it
both
Monday
ways.
morning?
I'm good both ways. You want Ron to watch what we're doing also, right?
Yeah, and he starts back on nights on Monday, so we could do it in the morning,
All right, let me look here.
9 o'clock. Ron?
9 a.m. Eastern?
Pacific.
Pacific? Okay, so that's noon our time. Are you free at noon on Monday, Eric?
Yes.
Cool. All right, that's good. 12 for you. That's 9 a.m. your time, Cindy, on Monday.
Monday.
Looking at my calendar now. Melhor se não email. Noontime.
And then we'll make sure we get you email over what you guys need. And so you'll be prepared. Charlie, what I'll do too, so I'm going to text you over the emails that we have.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. And then, yeah.
Not a problem.
I appreciate it, dude. How about Jackie and Nanette? Shoreline, you guys have anything? Would you guys like to get something set up for yourself? You can sit in the chat too if you'd like. If you can't talk, or you could just unmute yourself and let us know if you'd like to get an analysis run. I'd encourage it.
Hi, everyone. This is Nanette. I want to thank you guys for putting this workshop together. I'll contact Eric when I want to get my analysis run. Can I do that?
Absolutely.
Because I don't have a specific time to tell you right now.
Sure. And Nanette, does Eric have your email?
Yes.
I do.
Okay, so he'll just drop an email and send you that worksheet, whatever, so you can be prepared for it whenever it works for you. Okay.
Okay.
Excellent. Nanette, nice to kind of meet you. Talking.
Okay.
Awesome.
Nanette works
stuff.
hard. Nanette works way too hard.
It's not that
Yeah,
I
but-
didn't, it's not that I didn't want to get on in the beginning. I was in another room doing something and I left it on the bed on a resident bed and stepped out. And then I heard you guys calling my name, but I couldn't leave the other resident that I was with at that time.
we were trying to inspire you to turn your video on and say hello to us.
No,
You want-
you would want to see how I look right now. My hair need washing.
It's all good. It's all good. Awesome sauce. Well, guys, just so you guys know, we're going to be back again next week, and we're looking forward to it. And we'll have different presenters. You know, whether Eric, myself, we'll go through the presentation that Charles went through tonight, and and go on. Maybe we'll ask Charles to come back again when he's got some time. He's a busy man, but I really appreciate you getting on tonight, Charles. And we have a few people that are going to need you to get set up, and
right.
Eric, you have a couple people to run yourself, and we're off to the races here, and it's exciting, guys. We'll talk more later on. Any closing thoughts there, Mr. Bear?
Listen, I will tell you that if you can get rid of debt and learn how to build wealth, you have a program here that actually does the calculations. And Eric, I'll tell you, for my whole life, it's better for me to make an informed decision as opposed to guessing. I do the analysis. It lets you be informed.
Yeah, that's what I love about this.
Better.
It's black and white. It is clear. You know, it's not a pie in the sky. It's not theory. This is real numbers.
Yep. So, but thanks for attending, everybody.
Yeah, thank you again, Charles, everybody. And I'll see you soon. I might see you next week, man. We're doing a little vacay just a little south of you. If you're going to be down Charles and his wife are building a home down on the Eastern Shore, like lower South Delaware, Maryland area.
Southern Delaware. Yep.
Southern Delaware. Yep. And
Nice.
we're doing a little vacay with Lisa and the kids right on the Chesapeake, about not too far at all from the Indian River, but on the Maryland side towards the Chesapeake.
Yep.
But maybe we'll have to hook up and go catch a fish, Charles.
You got that right.
Sure.
Yeah,
All right,
that's
well,
a pretty
thanks for
area.
the invite, Don. Eric, appreciate it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'm
Thank you,
gonna send
guys.
some
Bye.
Thank you
Have
so
a
much.
good night, everybody.
Have a great night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Cheers, guys.
You can have it, and we won't take the audio away. We won't. They will teach you only Steel Sisters. Or the character that's betrayed someone on Game of Thrones. Okay, now back to the main challenge. What we have here is a deviled egg. But this has 2 Thai peppers on top of it. That was delicious. Turns out that I didn't pursue over the majority of the those who responded the best to it. Did you know, guy? The kitchen was stuck in the 50s. That would work. By devices and other sounds. Stories prior started winding down, dimming lights, maybe not being so involved in devices. And once sleep hygiene has been optimized, then oftentimes visits will not be less converted the popular melatonin, which is not a sedative, it is focal and
Swallow.
sleep discussion. The first thing that we usually talk about is sleep hygiene. You talk about sleep hygiene as far as cleaning rooms, more clutter around, that kind of thing. It's more of a cool, dark space to sleep that's quiet, and then it doesn't necessarily stable because it's not about who you are. Sleep and sex only, so no TV, no pills, and that helps the body know that when you're in the bedroom, that's what those things are for. So I would encourage that you have a discussion with your doctor directly about that concern or that doubt, because as we were discussing earlier, blood pressure is a really critical piece of management for our health and well-being. I know that it can seem sometimes hard to believe that if a person has high blood pressure, because feel completely well and not have any symptoms, so it can come as a surprise that you have high blood pressure. But certainly, if there is high blood pressure, and in the case for diabetics, where that's also considered a cardiovascular condition, it's actually very important that blood pressure be managed.